Family, let's get into it. Once again, the British tabloids, specifically the Daily Mail, have shown us the absolute depths of their obsession with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And this time, it is so brazen, so shameless, that they openly admitted to sending reporters across the ocean into Montecito to stalk the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Yes, you heard me right, stalk. Now, the question we have to ask, why? If, as the tabloids keep screaming, Harry and Meghan are supposedly irrelevant, if they're supposedly forgotten, if the monarchy is supposedly thriving without them, then why in the world are British reporters prowling around Montecito like hounds sniffing for scraps? Why are they hanging around Meghan's favourite shops, coffee spots, and even the beach where she and Harry walk their dogs, desperately hoping for a sighting? See, this is where the hypocrisy of the British press becomes undeniable. They tell the public, don't look at Harry and Meghan, look at William and Kate, look at the monarchy, look at the state banquet. And yet their own actions prove that nobody cares about the so-called big events unless Harry and Meghan are involved. Now let's talk about the timing, because this little stalking mission wasn't random. This was during Donald Trump's state visit to the UK. While King Charles, Queen Camilla and the rest of the Windsors were putting on their ceremonial show, dining on zucchini-wrapped chicken with Trump, the British press had one eye on Windsor Castle and the other eye on Montecito. Why? Because even on Trump's big day, they knew the true stars weren't in Windsor. The real global interest was in Harry and Meghan. And if they made a move, even a small one, it would have stolen all the headlines. But here's where the Sussexes once again show their brilliance. They didn't fall for it. They didn't let themselves be baited. Meghan didn't post anything flashy. Harry stayed focused on his work and his recent humanitarian trip. They didn't move an inch to entertain the circus. Instead, they showed restraint, dignity, and the kind of maturity that completely exposes the immaturity of the so-called commentators. And let's not forget, the Daily Mail tried to spin this as though Harry and Meghan are hiding. Excuse me, since when is privacy hiding? Since when is living peacefully in your own home, spending time with your family, suddenly treated like a scandal? See how they twist everything? When Harry and Meghan are active, they're accused of trying to upstage others. When Harry and Meghan are quiet, they're accused of retreating or being snubbed. It's the same playbook over and over again. And then they bring out their favourite mouthpiece, Richard Fitzwilliams, to scold Harry and Meghan for daring to breathe during Trump's visit. He actually said it would have been outrageous if the Sussexes had done anything to distract from Trump. Outrageous? Really? Since when is existing a distraction? Since when is simply living your life a threat to a state dinner? The truth is, the only people distracted are the ones who can't stop staring at Montecito while pretending the world is fascinated by Windsor. Now let's dig deeper, because this isn't just about stalking, this is about fear. The institution, the tabloids, and yes, even people like Trump, they all know the Sussexes hold a kind of soft power that no banquet, no parade, no photo op can replicate. Harry's visit to Ukraine, his connection with veterans, Meghan's successful Netflix launch, her brand as ever, these are things that resonate with real people. Things that can't be staged with gold carriages or French menus. And make no mistake, the stalking is also intimidation. It's a way for the tabloids to remind Harry and Meghan, we're watching you. We know your favourite shops. We know your beaches. We'll send reporters right into your backyard. It's creepy, it's invasive, and it's dangerous. But it also proves the Sussexes were absolutely right to leave the UK. If this is how the British press behaves across an ocean, imagine the harassment if Harry and Meghan had stayed in London. Let's pause here and reflect on Meghan's so-called silence, because the tabloids love to act like if Meghan isn't posting every 5 minutes, she's irrelevant. But let's think. What did Meghan really do? She posted a loving birthday message for Harry, celebrated quietly with him and their children, and let Harry shine in Ukraine. That is grace, that is partnership. That is knowing when to step back and when to step forward. Contrast that with the constant scrambling of William and Kate, who can't even attend a royal event without carefully staging every detail and leaking to the press ahead of time. Meghan doesn't need the fanfare. She knows her power, and Harry showed once again what real service looks like. While others were sipping wine in Windsor, Harry was standing with veterans in Ukraine, comforting families, honouring lives lost. And yet the Daily Mail is more interested in whether he stopped by Lucky's steakhouse. Do you see the absurdity? Now let's really ask the million-dollar question. If the monarchy is thriving, if Trump's visit was supposedly this great historic moment, why on earth was the Daily Mail not satisfied? Why did they feel compelled to send their people to California? The answer is simple. Because without Harry and Meghan, there is no story. The Windsor machine cannot generate global headlines on its own. The world does not care about zucchini-wrapped chicken. The world cares about authenticity, compassion, humanity, and that's what Harry and Meghan represent. And family, this is why we must continue to support the Sussexes, because the media will not stop. They will stalk, they will twist, they will invent narratives out of thin air. But what Harry and Meghan continue to do is live their lives on their own terms. They are building legacies bigger than the palace walls, bigger than the tabloids, bigger than any dinner with Trump. So when we see these stories, instead of frustration, we should see confirmation. Confirmation that Harry and Meghan's star is still the brightest. Confirmation that their silence can be louder than any state banquet. Confirmation that even when they are doing nothing but living their peaceful lives, they dominate the global conversation. And family, let me say this. We cannot ignore the irony here. The same people who branded Meghan attention-seeking are now angry that she didn't post more during Trump's visit. The same people who said Harry was irrelevant are now spending thousands of pounds to send reporters across the world to find him. The hypocrisy is laughable, but it's also dangerous. That's why here, at Royal Sussex Squad, we stand firmly with Harry and Meghan. We see through the games. We know the truth. And the truth is this. They are thriving, they are dignified, and they remain the greatest asset to modern monarchy, whether the palace or the press likes it or not. So let's keep lifting them up, family. Let's keep exposing the lies, calling out the hypocrisy, and celebrating the Sussexes for who they are, humanitarian, compassionate leaders who walk the talk. The Daily Mail sent reporters to Montecito to stalk the Sussexes during Trump's visit yesterday. We talked about the Duchess of Sussex's quiet September. Meghan and her as-ever team have only posted a few Instagram pics this month, and there have been no big announcements. Meghan was very quiet while Prince Harry was in the UK and Ukraine, but I expected her to post about all of the lovely Ukrainian gifts Harry brought back. She hasn't. I did think it was interesting timing when, on Wednesday, as ever posted a new pic of Meghan. That was in the heat of the Trump state visit. Well, it looks like the Daily Mail also hoped that the Sussexes would do or say something this week. They weren't content with simply covering the left-behinds as they entertained an orange fascist. No, the Mail sent reporters to Montecito specifically to stalk the Sussexes. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were laying low in Montecito as the rest of his family lived the highest of high life at Wednesday's state banquet for visiting President Donald Trump and Melania. After weeks in the headlines, amid Harry's recent high-profile visit to London, and Meghan basking in the spotlight from her Season 2 launch on Netflix, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were keeping out of sight at their California mansion, Daily Mail can reveal. The typically spotlight-hungry couple have been uncharacteristically quiet in Montecito this week, 5,000+ miles from where it was all happening in Windsor Castle. As his brother, the Prince of Wales, dined on boneless free-range chicken wrapped in zucchini or ballottine de poulet fermier en robe de courgette, as the pretentious French menu termed it, Harry and his wife were nowhere to be seen. Their retreat is a departure for the Sussexes, who have made a habit of upstaging big royal moments with events of their own. Instead, the former Suits actress, 44, has been conspicuous by her absence from social media, nothing but an Instagram post for her husband's 41st birthday on Monday, and there's been no sign of the couple in their adopted hometown for days after Harry's return. Both Meghan and Harry have become a familiar sight in the tony seaside city, but appeared to have gone to ground when the Daily Mail visited Montecito this week. Swank Delicatessen Pierre Lafond, where Meghan has previously been photographed, was a Sussex-free zone, as were other favourites such as Lucky's Steakhouse and upscale boutique Wendy Foster. even at the Sugar Sand Miramar Beach, where the pair have been spotted walking their dogs and enjoying surf classes. They were off the radar. The timing has fueled speculation on whether Harry and Meghan may have been snubbed or are deliberately keeping out of sight to avoid Trump's wrath. According to royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, that's because the pair are wary of stealing the spotlight from President Trump, who has the power to make life difficult for them should he be angered. "I'd be surprised if the Sussexes do anything this week that might annoy," Fitzwilliams told Daily Mail. The British put on such a ceremonial show. I've been watching this. It is amazing. And it's intentionally amazing and intentionally designed to impress President Trump. If the Sussexes made a move that distracted us, as they have from time to time when there have been important royal events, it would not only be outrageous, but it would draw Trump's eye. From the Daily Mail. "I won't lie, I've been surprised by Meghan's silence this month too. I wouldn't mind if she dropped some big announcement. But I understand why she didn't, just as I understand why Harry and Meghan mostly ignored the orange mess in the UK. Now, I find it absolutely insane that the Daily Mail is openly admitting that they sent reporters to Montecito to stalk all of Harry and Meghan's favourite spots. It has to be asked for the millionth time. If the Left Behinds really are soaking up all of the global attention, why is the British media still obsessively stalking the Sussexes' every move? Did the Mail's editors take one look at Kate's ridiculous doll wig and order their US-based reporters to drive to Montecito forthwith? And before we wrap up, let me remind you, if you love these deep dives, if you love seeing the truth shine brighter than the tabloid lies, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And if you want to show even more support, don't forget to click that super thanks and help us keep this platform going strong. Harry and Meghan are out here living with grace. Let's match their energy with love, support and truth. Royal Sussex Squad, I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed, stay unbothered, and as always, stay Sussex strong.